So, Coachy, first of all, how do you bounce back from that performance on Sunday?
Yeah, look, I think it's obviously the nature of the pitch suited them. Their bowlers adapted quite well after seeing us bowl on the surface. Obviously, the pace-off was important, and I think they played well. I think they outplayed us in all departments. But these things can happen. It's 2020. 2020 is the nature of the game.
Coach, if you had to compare the hype around the tournament to last year, have you noticed any differences in the way things are running in terms of the interest from the crowds and the crowd numbers, and what do you put that down to?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what to put it down to, but it is quite disappointing. I think we expected more people around the grounds, expected more people at the Wanderers for the opening game. We had a great vibe and a great atmosphere at Newlands last year for the opening game. It was quite disappointing, at the Wanderers. But hopefully it will pick up during the tournament. I'm not quite sure at this point what to put it down to.
Sisanda, it's your first time at the Cape Town Blitz. What's it been like for you as a so-called newcomer to the squad and the team?
Yeah, it's definitely been great. I'm definitely out of my comfort zone because it's the first time playing away from PE, but the guys are very welcoming, the vibe's good, all the cliche stuff, but yeah, I really enjoy it. I really enjoyed it. You got guys like Quinny and Dale who play numerous amount of international games, so it's always good learning from them, see how they handle things, and just how they go about their business. So, yeah.
Sunday, you obviously spoke about out of your comfort zone. You bowl in those out of the comfort zone periods. Is that does it help being in a different environment to get different ideas on how to go about the business when it comes to that stuff?
Yeah, most definitely. Because it's a new environment, so you are more open to new plans. You're more flexible in your planning, your sort of fields. So yeah, at the Warriors, I normally had 2-3 plans sorted out, and then I'll just go about my business. But here, it's different ground. Newlands and PE don't play the same, but you just have to adapt and try and do your best in terms of fitting in and how you will be able to sort of like bring the best out of that situation and make sure you do your job basically.
But you also have to trust what got you here.
Yeah, most definitely. So,
Can you maybe give us a little bit about that 2 catches that you took there in the field?
yeah, those were quite high. To be honest with you, I thought the ball was going to extra cover, but I made the commitment, and luckily those 2 stuck.
And it's yourself. Last year this was your tournament. It set you on the road. Do you feel like I need to do better than last year, or is it now just about consolidating? I play for South Africa. I need to do what I need to do.
Now, for me, it's not about what I need to do. It's more about what the team needs at this stage. No, it sounds cliche, but it's just about what the team needs. Obviously, the first game I was quite disappointed. It's not about what I did. It's about what the team needed at that stage, and did give a bit of pressure to the team. So I was happy with the second game. Just trying to take wickets and go for as little as possible, but also just about adapting to every different wicket, and then just giving what the team needs.
Is there a special feeling pulling on that Linde jersey really when you come back and you does it feel like it?
Yeah, I must say I've enjoyed my time here. I've enjoyed my time last year, and it's just a lot of fun. It's completely different to what I'm used to, should I say, and it's very relaxed in a way, and you can just go out and express yourself, and I really enjoyed it last year. I've been enjoying it this year. Obviously, try to put as high a standard as I can, and yeah, I'm just trying to enjoy it as well. It's really been fun so far.
You brought Sisanda with you. You're bringing Sipamla next year.
I'll see who I can get next year. No, it's great to have him here. Like he said as well, probably his first time out of PE. Last year was my first time out of PE, and it was such an eye opener for me. So I hope it's the same for him as well.
Just lastly, from just bowling with the guys. I mean, you guys know each other fairly well. Does it help when the one's running from, you know, he's going to keep it quiet and you can strike or whatever? You know, is there a combination going on?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got such a great bowling attack, and I think everyone believes in one another, and that's such a nice feeling to have, where there's not a guy, I'm not saying it's been like that, but there's not a guy where you think, okay, this guy can maybe go for a run. You back everyone, and that's such a nice feeling to have. Whether you go for runs or not, everyone's got that belief in one another, so everyone can do the job on the day.
Coach, you lose Mo after the 2 games, but you receive, I think, 2 players back. Can you just tell us how that changes the balance of your side? Because Mo contributed at number 3, and also he gave something with the ball. But you get 2 players back, so how does that change the balance?
Yeah, we get obviously Wahab and Asif arrive this afternoon. They bring a lot of experience, and I touched on Wahab in the bowling department or the bowling attack. I think he brings a bit more experience to that bowling attack, and also being left arm, a different variation. Asif, we know what he can do. It seems like every tournament he plays in, he hits the most 6s. So hopefully save some of them for us. So yeah, look, I mean, we obviously Moin as an all-rounder, bats and bowls. We've had a lot of bowling options on the pitch that we actually haven't used. I mean, Liam bowls decent leg spinners as well, and he hasn't been able to get a bowl yet. So I think as far as Moin is concerned, we probably look to replace his batting more than his bowling, because we do have quite a few options on the field already.
Could you just about the options of bowling? Are you a bit concerned with Nawaz? With Mohamed Nawaz?
Yeah, look, I mean, obviously he hasn't started as well as he did last year, and he was very consistent. Having said that, you know, coming on in the first game in the 6th over, or the last over of the power play when the batsmen are really set, it's a tough time to come on for a spinner. And obviously they attacked him and they got hold of him. At the Wanderers, it doesn't spin much anyway, so I mean, you can attack pretty much any time during the innings. But it was a tough time for him to come on. And then, you know, he didn't have a great outing in Paarl as well. But like I said, we have a lot of options. George came on after him and bowled beautifully and took 3 for 20 odd, and was outstanding.
Jozi, you're in an amazing purple patch at the moment, just performing with the ball, performing with the bat. Do you just keep it now the same and stick to what you know now and not much to change up, do you think?
Well, obviously, like I feel quite good with bat and ball, but I try not to overthink anything. Just when I train, still train hard, because you never know when this form might just go down again. So just trying to ride the wave, still working hard. Yeah, so that's probably the key thing, I think. Just keep working hard and keep doing the basics still right, and don't try and not work hard because you're in good form now. So
Just coach said Nawaz came before you and then you came after. So were you a batter these days or a bowler?
but
but just coming back from India, did that give you a lot of confidence knowing that you could perform at Test cricket, you could perform at T20 international cricket? Does that give you a lot of confidence coming back home and playing domestic cricket again?
yeah, I feel my body language has changed quite a lot from last season and the season before. Like, I believe in myself a little bit more now. I see I can actually play on that level. So that's, yeah, that was all about the body language now. Just show the belief and show I'm here to play.
Been telling me for years.
Yeah.
I was going to say, how much does the man on your right help with that
No, a lot.
change of mindset? Yeah.
No, a lot. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when he arrived, I probably didn't even think of playing for the Proteas. Now it's like, now it's there.
George, how special is that Proteas Test cricket playing at all? How does it feel to have one of those?
Nah, it's amazing. I haven't seen it since I got back home yet, but because I put it in the safe. Yeah, so that's ongoing anyway. So whenever I get my call up again, I'll get it out again.
Actually, last season you spoke with regards to the Cobras. You mentioned about how you want to take Fergie's philosophy and bring it into your team. With Klopp performing how he's performing now, have you taken some of his strategies?
Look, I mean, I've noticed some similarities, whether that is by obviously studying these guys or not. I mean, I read up a lot on Ferguson, not read so much on Klopp, a little bit, but at the end of the day, we all as managers of teams trying to do what we feel is the best for the team. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to get the right combinations. You put out who you feel can win the game at all times, and then you get beat and bowled out for 84. These things can happen, you know. I mean, but that doesn't mean that it's a bad team. It's just it's a bad day at the office, you know. It's a day that didn't work out. But yeah, look, I mean, it's, you know, you just go out there with the other managers or coaches and the captain. Discuss tactics, you try and put out what you feel is the best for the team, and on the day, you know, you wish the boys all the best, and you know, I've got confidence in the squad that we've got, and we're looking to bounce back, obviously.
Anrich, just in contrast to Georgia, India was very tough for you. Obviously the wickets are not conducive, but what learnings do you take from that compared, like he comes back with confidence, what do you come back with from a tough tour like?
Yeah, obviously it was not easy for me as a seamer. They bowled really well, so you can't say it was the pitches weren't that great, or maybe we just didn't, or I just didn't hit my areas as consistently. So one of the things that I think that I have taken out of it was you have to be more consistent at that level. And the nice thing that I say is it could have been in SA or in England where maybe you could have got away with it and think, okay, I'm alright. Where there you actually saw the reality, and it's just about now trying to find that consistency and keep that pressure on the batsman.
And if you come back and then you have someone that was the most successful bowler from South Africa in India, condition in subcontinent. Have you spoken to him and asked him any tips about?
Yeah, we've chatted a bit.
You're not going to let us know.
Do you feel like it's when we talk about the changing of the guard of like South African fast bowling with Dale and Mornay a while back, and Vern, we don't know how much longer he's got. Do you feel very much part of that next generation of guys coming through? And do you think about that? I mean, putting your hand up in all three formats for this team going forward?
I think it's something like George said earlier. It's just about that belief. So, to me, in my head, I'm trying to picture myself in that. Otherwise, it's going to be a surprise every time. You're going to like feel it's your first game every time. So I'm just trying to put my head on it that I'm part of that. Whether I am or not, that's a different story. But I'm just trying to get that mindset and trying to prepare and be the best that I can be. So yeah.
And we've also seen young bowlers play a couple of test matches, a couple of days with South Africa, and then go the other route. You know, like does the competitions like the Mzansi and playing for the Blitz, like, you know, help also just staying here and wanting to play for South Africa and representing?
Yeah, I want to play for South Africa. Whether there's Mzansi or not, I think that's always been the dream. So for as long as I can, I think that'll be priority.
Sisanda, the fact that you've got all these Proteas around you, you've got Ashwell as well as the coach. Is there anybody specific that you're leaning on to get some more tips and advice from, considering your role in the team?
At the Warriors, we had a consultant. His name was Shaw Langeveld.
I know that guy.
You know, Shaw Langeveld. So I definitely got tips from him in terms of like when to bowl, how to bowl, and what like your options in bowling. You know what I mean? I spoke a lot to Shaw Langeveld. I also studied tapes from Alfonso Thomas to see how he set up overs and stuff like that. So yeah, that's probably the guys that I looked up to in terms of best bowling here in South Africa. Because I thought I could do similar skills like that, you know. But at the moment, no, not anyone I speak to personally. I'm more of a observer, and then I look to mimic, see what they do, and then I try to mimic and try to create my own style in a way. So yeah.
So when Asi pops around and he starts smashing the ball for 6, you're going to thank him?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and do the same.
Coach, after that massive come down after the front, does it help playing the team again that you beat in the first game?
Look, it really doesn't matter who we're playing against. We need to bounce back. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's an important game. These kind of tournaments are all about momentum. You know, and if you can get 2 or 3 on the bounce, that creates a great positivity within the squad. That's what we're trying to get to. At some stage during the competition, you want to try and get in a row where you can win 2 or 3 in a row, create some good energy. And the sooner that can start, the better. So it really doesn't matter who we're playing against. Obviously, in terms of the players, they've got a reference point from not too long ago, having been up against them. But then again, we're at Newlands, we're not at the Wanderers. It's a different ground, it plays different, conditions are different. You know, when you hit the ball, you have to put a clean strike on it because they don't just fly out of the ground. You know, it's different conditions with the wind and less altitude. So, but yeah, we're looking forward to it. You know, like I said about your question about having played them not so long ago, we know what they're about. We also have an idea of where we can pick some holes in them. So, yeah, it's fresh in the memory.
That's just on. You talk about getting on a run, winning 3. Obviously, losing 3 in a row is also a run, and they could. I mean, you could put them under that type of pressure, and surely the side knows that.
Yeah, look, I think that's the kind of pressure that you want them to feel when they're in the game. That it could lead to that. You know, so you want to do proper analysis, try and apply pressure in the right areas on certain people, and make them realize that it is a possibility to go 3-0, which could be a tough place to come back from.
Is Chris Gale a sleeping dragon at the moment?
We all know what Chris Gale is capable of. He's obviously capable of going out there and on the night winning the game single-handedly. But they have other good players, you know. Anrich is, you know, seems to always be in the form of his life. He's batting really well, and obviously, for me, Riza and Rassi were the key players for them last season at numbers 1 and number 3. So obviously there's been a change there with Rassi now coming in at number 4, and we feel that there's something to expose in that area. You know, with Rassi dropping down, I think he kind of not certain how to pace his innings, whereas coming in at number 3, between him and Riza, they were the mainstays for that batting lineup last season, and they knew exactly how to pace it. Where I feel it's different now with Rassi coming in at number 4. But obviously, new captain, main man, he's got to go where he's got to go.
Any more questions? Any requests for one-on-ones? I will be available for a few minutes.